What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Spencer, and welcome back to Advice, the show without a name. I got a suggestion saying I should talk about growing up. Specifically, I'm growing up too fast. Even though I'm still quite young, I find myself leaning into the adult space more and more, and letting go of everything I used to do just a couple of years ago. I really enjoyed this suggestion because it's a follow up to one of the first ever advice shows I ever did. It was the first ever topic brought up by someone else, so that's pretty cool. In that, I talked about adulthood versus childhood and why I think adulthood is better. I said that once you're given responsibility, then congratulations, you're on the path to growing up. But the path doesn't happen overnight, you know? You don't wake up one day with a mortgage working a 9 to 5 job you hate. It takes years of education and experience to officially start the grind of the real world. Some people, though, like yourself, are skipping a whole bunch of years. For most, the circumstances of our lives are forcing them to take on more and more real life responsibility, helping to provide for whatever when you probably should be worrying about what time football practice starts. And that always sucks because less and less you begin to care so little for what your friends are doing because they aren't being productive. And that's probably how you're feeling. You're feeling like everything I do has to have meaning because what would be the point of doing it? I used to feel like that for a long time. But you're gonna learn quickly that the free time is going to shrink dramatically. Probably sooner than you think. So relish in the nothingness because you're going to miss it one day. I think I grew up too fast. Okay, I know I grew up too fast. I was a Minecraft kid for a really long time, even though I spent a whole lot of time being sweared at in Modern Warfare 2 lobbies. You know, a lot of my middle school experience was trying to preserve my innocence, my childhood at any cost because I didn't feel like I was ready to grow up. But then when I got to high school, everything got flipped on its head. You know, my siblings were out of the house for the first time in my life. And I got left with a lot of responsibility at home and at school with assignments I really didn't want to do. I wanted to keep my childhood so much that I wasn't ready for the next part of my life. You know, one of my relatives got cancer, and that just led me down a cycle of depression and escapism. I ended up overcorrecting my behavior to handle the responsibility. That being said, it wasn't much responsibility. I didn't have a job or anything big like that, but I was expected to do well in school, not quit and hold strong, not just for myself, but for my family, who was, just as down as I was. I grew up because I felt like I had to. There's also a thing as not growing up. You can look around at 25 and wonder why everyone around you isn't caring about parties or going out to the bar. If you're not planning for the future, you'll never get in front. You'll be stuck behind everyone you know because you refuse to let go of your childhood stereotypes. Still being that same person and never wanting to grow beyond that point. Growing up isn't that big and scary proposal we think it is when we're kids. It's not that we stop enjoying what we used to do. I still find myself playing Minecraft just because I love the game. We may get tired of what made us a kid and move on, and that's perfectly fine. Preferences change every day. But we don't have to let go of everything. You may have grown up and changed everything. But when we go back and look at something, we can smile to show ourselves that maybe we haven't grown up all the way. Not just yet. And that's where I'm going to call for today's episode. Did you grow up too fast? Do you regret it? And if you'd like to share why, please put it below. I'd love to have a conversation. If you want your questions answered, please email me at koboldtuxadvice@gmail.com for a nameless read. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.